Homeschool for Caleb and Maddie, and I'm Pops, and I'll be doing a quick lesson today. We're going to do iPad lesson today, 3 skills that every superpower kid needs to know. These are going to be, by the way, 3 simple skills, but you may want to pick up on these skills as well. So before we get started, let me just show you. This is the post on applehomeschool.com. So everything that we're going to talk about and show you in the next couple of minutes is right here, including the 3 super skills we want to teach Caleb and Maddie and your kids and you along the way. So today is 2nd December, year of our Lord 2025. It's about 2:30 p.m. The market hasn't closed yet, but I wanted to get this done because I'm meeting with Caleb and Maddie tomorrow morning on FaceTime. So we're going to have this lesson. I also wanted to just point out that we do have a playlist. If you go to appleplaylist.com, it'll take you right to this playlist, which is actually a playlist on my channel at Jim Munchbach. Munchbach has an H on the end. So let's get started. So what I want to do, first of all, is get rid of this, put that back up. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that too, and I'm going to just show you what you're seeing here. So I'm in my studio with a terrible camera behind my head. I'll tell you about that one day. But today I'm going to be using this iPad. So this iPad will be what I'm using to show you how to do the 3 super skills. So this is my iPad, and I can show you what's on my iPad if you want to see the post, whatever. But here's the first skill I want to teach you. So this is the skill of finding an app on your iPad. So what I'm going to do, if I look at my iPad here, um, if I if I scroll up and go to the home page, so that's what I just did. I went to the home page. So the home page, if you have an app open, this won't work. The app switcher is what I want you to learn how to use. So when you take your finger and you push it up, it shows you which apps are open. So that's the first thing, is just figure out how to use the app switcher. It takes this finger and you just push up from the bottom and it will show you what apps are open. But when you're on the home page, this is the home page. So the home page, your home page will look different, but it's the page that has, I'm scrolling back and forth uh, with my finger. I'm just going uh, back and forth, and it will take me through these different pages. And my iPad has tons of apps. Your iPad hopefully doesn't have as many as I do. But when you're here, when you don't have an app open and displayed on the iPad, you just swipe down with your finger from the top and you'll notice the search bar. So the first thing I want you to do, Maddie and Caleb, is I want you to find the notes. So I just put in N. That's all I did. See that? I push down with my finger and I get the search bar. So try that. Just try taking your finger and putting it on the iPad screen and just pushing down. Just swipe down, very minor. That's all you got to do. Notice when I swipe down, the search bar comes up, and when I tap the screen, it goes away. So we want to search. That's how you search for an app. That's how the professionals, the people with superpowers, iPad superpowers, that's how they search for apps. So the first thing I wanted you to do is just type notes. So when you tap on notes, it will open notes. And here we have Caleb's note. So there you have it. So what did I do? Now I'm going to close that app. How do I close that app? I want you to practice this over and over until you can do it while you're sleeping. Okay. So I'm going to close this app by taking my finger and pushing up on the screen kind of slowly. Notice when I tap on When I tap on this part right here, this is the app, it's the Notes app, it will open right up. But when I take my finger and I push it on the bottom and I hold it like that, it will take that app and it will show me the app switcher on the iPad. So when I swipe that up, it goes away, it's gone. So to find it again, super easy. Scroll down, it's already there. Notes, that's what you want to do is notes. So that's the first super skill for you, is just to use the search feature on your iPad to find an app. The second super skill is to learn how to close apps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open a bunch of apps, and I'm going to just open a bunch of apps. Now I have a bunch of apps open on my iPad. Watch what I do when I take my finger and I open it up to there. Look at all those apps that are open. And you're going to learn how to use apps as well. You're going to make some apps. Uh, you're going to find 3 apps. That's your mission today, is to find 3 apps. And I'll show you which apps. That's for application. Apps means application. They do different things. I want to show you how to find 3 different apps. It's going to be Notes, Freeform, and Photos. And we're going to play around with those in the coming lessons. But today I want you to learn how to open apps and close apps. So I just opened 5 apps and then I closed them all at one time. You saw how I did that. I first opened an app and I used the search. I opened Notes, and there's your note. By the way, you see that little, let me show you. If you can see, well, you can't see it on this one. Huh, bummer. Um, you can't really see it very well, but right there, there's 2 arrows at the top of your note. If you touch those, it will open your note up. So Caleb, this is your homework assignment. And so what I want you to do is I want you to write the apps that you found. They're actually apps that you open. And watch what happens when I tap on the Apple Pencil. Notice what happens. See at the bottom, see what's happening right there when I tap on my pencil? Your pencil should do the same thing. So then when I push my finger and go to the very bottom of the note, what happens is when I tap this, I have it set up so it goes from my eraser to my writing tool. So I want you to write what apps you opened. Notes is one. The other one I want you to play with is called Freeform. And free, if you just type free, now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the home screen. I'm going to push my finger down and I'm going to type F. And look, Freeform comes up all by itself. When you open Freeform, Caleb and Maddie, you're going to notice that you have your own Freeform note right there. And I did some goofy things, as you can see, Maddie, with your Freeform. But that's just another app. So that's 2 apps. So Freeform, Freeform, and I know I write terrible. That's 2 apps. So we've got Notes and we've got Freeform. And then let's try Photos. Caleb and Maddie, you're going to love Photos. So how are we going to get there? We're just going to go there, tap on it, the screen anywhere, and it's going to take me to that home screen. And I'm going to just swipe down. And I'm going to, how do you spell photos? Photos. It's a funny word. Photo, P-H. So P-H, photos. See that? That's photos right there. See? I typed PH photos. Let me show you a little bit clearer picture. So, man, you can't see the top of my iPad there. I'm going to have to fix that. But photos is what we're looking for. So when I type photos, you'll see that photos comes up. And that's what you will do. You will have photos come up on your iPad. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to, now we've got 3 apps open, and I'm going to close these apps. Close, 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 just by swiping up. I use my thumb. You could use your finger. You could use your pinky. You could use your elbow, maybe, maybe not, depending on what you have on your elbow. It needs to be scanned. So that's how you open apps. First of all, how you find apps, then how you open apps, and then how you close apps so you can close them all together. So that's super cool, right? That's super simple. Now here's the superpower skill I want you to learn. And that is I want you, you see down here, down in this section, that's called the dock. So I put all my favorite apps right down there, apps that I really like to have handy. So right now I've got all these apps down here. I'm just going to remove this app. I'm going to remove it from my home screen. See how it went away? And then I'm going to remove that app, remove it from my home screen. See how that went away? All I did was I touched and held my finger on that app, and then it gives me the ability to do stuff with that app. So I'm removing all of these apps from my dock. Remove from your home screen, I guess it's called your home screen. So now you see when I scroll around and all these apps are on my iPad, but right there in that very special place is my home screen. That's where everything stays. So it's a little hard to see there uh, because my iPad isn't showing up on my screen really well. But here you go. This is my whole iPad. So you see, that's what I want you to learn now. This is the number 3 superpower that you're going to learn in today's lesson. So let's say you want to have photos right there, always easy to find. Photos. You're going to want photos because photos are awesome. So what are you going to do? How are you going to find photos? You're going to go photos, and there it is right on my screen. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my finger, not tickle you, Maddie. That's not to tickle, not tickling. I'm going to touch that icon for that app and see how it, well, you can't really see what happens. But what happens is it gives me a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm going to take it and move my finger. And when I move it, look, it moves around. If I hold my finger, you're going to have to practice this. And then I put it right down there in the dock or the home screen, right there. See how I did that? So let's do another one. And you're going to have to practice this because this isn't as easy as it looks. My finger is trained, it's a professional finger with superpowers. So I can do this, but you're going to have to practice and you may have to try a few times. So let's try notes now. So let's scroll down and go notes. N. Look, notes pops up as soon as I type N. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to touch the notes icon for the app. So I'm going to touch that right there with my finger and I'm going to hold my finger there. And notice how I can now move it around. See how I'm moving it around and how it's moving out all of those other apps. And I'm going to bring it right down there. Now, see, all those apps have minus signs because I held my finger on an app. The iPad activated all of these apps so they can be deleted. I can delete any of these apps I want. If I want to delete that app, I can hit delete and the app goes away. And I should probably delete a bunch of apps, but that's not what this lesson is about. When I touch the screen, watch what happens to all those minus signs. Boom, they go away. But now look at my home screen, my dock. Down here in my dock, we've got notes. That's what we wanted, right? We wanted notes, freeform, and photos. And right now, if I just tap on the screen, it takes me back here no matter where I am on what page. See, there's lots and lots of pages for my iPad because I have all these apps. But if I just go see these little dots down there, they're showing me how many pages I have. And then when I go all the way over here, it takes me to the app library. So there's lots of ways to find apps. But like I said, my favorite way is to use this search feature. And I wanted you to learn it because it is a superpower. And not everybody knows how to do it. So I wanted you to know how to search and find an app. Now, again, remember in the note here, we wrote down this is your homework. Note for iPad apps. And the three things you're going to learn is how to open any app with your finger at the bottom, and you're going to learn how to uh, close an app, and then you're going to learn how to put the app in your favorite place or in a place where you can get to it quickly. So we've got notes, we've got photos, but we don't have freeform. So what are we going to do? We're going to search for freeform, type FR. Oh, look, there it is, freeform. Going to do the same thing with my finger. You're going to have to practice this. I'm going to hold it and look at that. When I move it around, it goes right down. Now I've got notes and I've got photos. Let's do notes, photos, and see how I'm just moving those around. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see my finger because my finger is covering. I mean, it's hard to see what I'm doing, but see how when they're in this mode, when they're all shaking like that, you can move them around. So that's how you manipulate the apps on your iPad. And again, to get them out, to get those apps to be normal, just touch the screen. Now look at my dock down here. I've got photos, I've got notes, and I've got freeform. And you should be able to do the same thing with your iPad. That's your homework assignment. That's your lesson for today. And I hope you can do that, because if you can, you will have some serious superpowers at your fingertips on your iPad. So that's your homework assignment. And one of your homework assignments last week or the week before was to be able to take uh, a photo like this one and just go, ooh, copy. See what I just did? I just pushed it and held it and I hit copy. And watch what happens if I go to your note right here. If I go to this note and I just tap, like I just tapped on the note, and now I'm going to hold my finger and I'm going to hit paste. Did you see how I did that? I just held my finger there, held my finger in this note. I'm going to hit delete. You see delete right there? Can you see delete right there? Oh, you can't see it on that because my iPad screen isn't working, but you can see right there. If you look right there, you'll see delete. It's red. I'm going to delete that. Uh-oh. I'm going to hold my finger on it, hit cut. Oh, what did we do? Done. Okay, what am I trying to do? I'm going to hit delete. There, I just deleted it. So that's the note that I'm playing with Caleb and Maddie. But did you see how I did that? So cool. I went to photos. I picked a photo. Pick any photo. You can even pick a video, but I wouldn't do too many videos. Here's a cool picture of Maddie. So I'm just holding my finger on it. Trying to hold my finger on it. Why isn't that working? Hmm. That's not working. So that's not cool because it's not working. So I don't know why that's not working. Let me pick another picture. I'll try this picture. There we go. I held my finger on the picture and then it showed those three things at the top. Now I can hit copy. And now I'm going to go to freeform. I'm going to go to Maddie's and I'm going to scroll down here and just tap on the screen. See how I just did that? I just tapped on the screen and it gave me paste. You see that? So when I hit paste, now this picture of Maddie, it's kind of tiny. So you see, you're going to learn this in another lesson, but we can make it bigger. We can make it really big. We can move it around. That's freeform. You're not used to using freeform, but I promise you, you're going to like freeform. So those are the three apps I wanted you to play with today. And those are the apps that you should now have in your special place down here in the bottom. So that's the lesson today. 3 superpower skills for your iPad. Number 1, is learning how to find an app using the search bar. Right there it is. Just swipe down with your finger. Number two is learning how to close apps. So these apps on my iPad, they're all open until I swipe up. I use my thumb. Swipe up, now they're closed. Swipe up, Photos is closed. Swipe up, Notes is closed. Now, if I want to open Notes, I don't even have to search it. I could. That's the best way to find an app, especially if you have as many apps as I have. Look at all those apps I have. If I need an app, like one of the apps I like is called Camera. See, I can open the camera and I can take a picture. Look at that. I can push right there. Whoa, and it gives me me. That's not pretty. But anyway, that's an app. It's called a camera. You're going to want to learn how to use the camera. So I close it. What if I want to open daylight? I could go daylight and it'll open the app. And now I want to close it. So with all these apps, all I have to do is remember the name of the app and I can search for it and I can find it. But if you want to have your favorite apps down here, that's a good way to do it. That's a very simple way to stay organized and efficient with your tool, with your iPad. So again, there's the note. And I'm going to just show you what we did. Notes, freeform, and photos are now in your special place right there. So that's going to do it for this lesson. I know I went a little long. I talked a little much. And anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to post this, by the way. I'm going to post this video right here in the playlist. And remember, to get to this playlist, all you have to do is go to appleplaylist.com and it will take you here. So as we do these lessons, I'm going to save them. This lesson that I'm doing right now, it's not in the playlist, but it will be if you click on or visit appleplaylist.com. You'll go right to this playlist on my YouTube channel and you will see this video on this playlist. And also, I posted it on applehomeschool.com right here. So when I get done with this video, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it right in this post so that the video will be there. Right now we have this video and it is, let's see, oh, it's not going to play audio. Maybe it will. I'm not hearing it. Maybe you are. But anyway, that's the video that we played. So I'm going to close that and I'm going to close this lesson for today. So I will talk to you tomorrow on FaceTime, but I'm hoping you watch this video before we have our FaceTime so that you can show me that you already know the 3 superpowers for your iPad.